I want to read to you from Psalms 121. I lift up my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, he who watches over Israel will never slumber or sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from all harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and going, both now and forever. We have a watchful God. I was thinking about this for Lent. I was going back and reading this book again. It's a good book called Sacred Companions, a gift to spiritual friendship and direction. And it's written for people who are looking at becoming spiritual directors. That's how I came upon it. But here's just a chapter or a paragraph I want to share with you about relationships. Relationships develop only when people pay attention to each other, when we are watchful of each other. When self-absorption blocks attentiveness to the other person, relationships are impoverished. Our relationship with the Lord depends on our attentiveness to Him. And the reason I liked Psalms 121 is because we already know that He's being attentive to us. But are we being attentive to Him? Learning to tune into God lies on the very cores of your spiritual disciplines. So a spiritual director will facilitate attunement. Spiritual directors help tune people in, or to be aware or watchful of God, by encouraging those who seek to help attend to six things: their experience of God, Jesus, God's presence with them, God's attention to them, God's revelation through Scripture, and God's revelation through their dreams. So, God is being attentive to us. Are we being attentive to Him? And the question is, you may not officially be a spiritual director. I went to school for 2 years to learn the process, and it was a really awesome and humbling experience. But is there someone in your life that you're supposed to help keep them tuned in to God? And how can you do that in a way that isn't offensive or judgy, but especially in the season of Lent, to be able to come alongside of somebody and point out the awareness that God is present in their life and that there's something that maybe they should take notice of. So think about that, and we'll see you tomorrow.